I want to start with something that happened to me 3 weeks ago. I walked into my local Walmart to grab a few things I buy every single week. Regular run, nothing special, and I noticed something in the frozen aisle. One of the spots I always stop at. Just gone. Not out of stock, not on the wrong shelf. The tag was pulled, the peg was empty, and there was a little clearance sticker on the last 2 units sitting in the corner, like they were being hidden. That's when I knew something was shifting. And when I started digging, talking to people, checking retail data, watching the patterns, I realized this wasn't just one thing. It's happening across the store. 15 products, many of them things you probably buy right now, are being quietly phased out before summer arrives. Some are being reformulated. Some are losing shelf space to store brands. Some are facing cost pressures so severe that the price you see today will look like a bargain compared to what's coming. And one of them, number 7, genuinely stopped me in my tracks, because I had no idea this one was already gone from most distribution networks. You'll want to hear that one. I'm going to walk you through all 15, and I want to be clear. This isn't panic. This isn't doom. This is exactly the kind of information that helps you stay ahead. You're part of the inner circle now. And the people who know this early are the ones who don't get caught off guard in July, when the shelves look completely different. If this is helpful, and I think it will be, hit subscribe right now. I put out this kind of insider shopping information every single week. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get into it. Chapter product number 1, Minute Maid frozen juice. Concentrate. Let's start with one that actually made the news, but most people still don't realize it affects their local Walmart freezer aisle. Coca-Cola officially announced earlier this year that they are discontinuing the entire Minute Maid frozen juice concentrate line. Every flavor: orange, lemonade, pink lemonade, raspberry lemonade, limeade. All of it gone from production. This is an 80-year-old product. 80 years. And now it's done. Coca-Cola said the decision came from shifting consumer habits. People are moving toward fresh, refrigerated juices. The frozen concentrate category has simply become too small to justify continuing. What's left on shelves right now is the last of it. A retail contact I've spoken with said distribution centers have already stopped receiving new inventory on this line. Walmart and other major retailers are just selling through what they have. Once it's gone permanently. I picked up 6 cans when I first heard about this. Paid about $1.50 per can at my Walmart. That's a great price for the amount of juice you get. One can make about 12 servings of OJ when you mix it. If those cans disappear and you're buying fresh carton juice instead, you're looking at $3 to $4 for the same servings. That's a real difference over a year. Frozen concentrate keeps well. Store it in your deep freezer and it will last a year or more without any quality loss. The cans are compact. They take up almost no space. If you use frozen OJ regularly, grab as many as you can find while they're still on shelves. This one stings a little. It's the kind of product you didn't think about until it was gone. Don't let that happen to you. Sir, product number 2, Reynolds Wrap aluminum foil. This one is not being discontinued. Let me be honest about that. But what's happening to it might be worse for your budget. And it's accelerating fast. Reynolds Wrap has openly cited tariffs and aluminum supply pressure as the reason for significant price increases. A 13% jump in price was already tracked earlier this year at Walmart, and the aluminum situation is not improving. A large portion of US aluminum comes from Canada, and those imports are now facing heavy tariffs. Reynolds themselves called these increases historic and sustained. Here's what that means for you. The roll you bought for $8 or $9 a few months ago is creeping toward $11 or $12. The per square foot cost is rising with every restock cycle. A supplier who works with grocery accounts told me that foil is being flagged as one of the fastest rising commodity items in the kitchen goods category heading into summer. I bought 4 boxes of the heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap when I saw this pattern developing. Paid about $8.79 each. That same box is now running closer to $10 at my store. 4 boxes cost me roughly $35. Today, that would be closer to $40. I saved about $5 on 4 boxes. But over the course of a year, those savings add up when you're buying multiple rolls. Foil has essentially unlimited shelf life if stored correctly. Keep it in a cool, dry place, away from moisture. The box itself is your best protection. You can stack them easily. A couple of extra boxes in a closet or pantry shelf is completely reasonable. This is a kitchen staple that's only going to get more expensive. Lock in the current price while you can. So, product number 3. Tide Original Liquid Laundry Detergent. Let's talk about something I have been watching for years now. And I have to say, what's happening to Tide right now is a perfect example of how you can lose money without even noticing. Tide has been shrinking for years. Before the pandemic, the standard jug held 100 ounces. It then dropped to 92, then 84. As of late 2025, that same jug, same price, same label, same promise of 64 loads, holds just 80 ounces of liquid. That's a 20% reduction in product over a few years while the price actually went up. Procter & Gamble says this is because of a formula upgrade, that the new version is more concentrated so you need less per wash. Maybe. But when you're paying more per ounce than you were 2 years ago, that's something you need to know about. I switched a while back and started buying a club-size alternative when I can find it. The per load cost at Costco on comparable detergent comes out noticeably lower. But for people who shop primarily at Walmart, understanding what you're paying per load, not per bottle, is the key move here. On the shelf right now, Tide at Walmart runs between $13 and $17, depending on the size you're grabbing. Do the math on cost per load before you buy. You may find that a store brand like Walmart's own Great Value detergent, which has not been shrinking, is a better value right now. Detergent has a long shelf life. Liquid detergent stays effective for 12 to 18 months. If you find a deal, you can safely stock up and not worry about it going bad. You don't need to panic about Tide, but you do need to pay attention to what you're actually getting in that jug. Jaffa's product number 4. Dove Bar Soap Multi-Packs. This one surprised me because I buy Dove soap for my family, have for years. It's always been a reliable product at a fair price. But what I found when I actually paid attention recently, this hit different. Dove Bar Soap has been quietly shrinking too. The bars that used to weigh a full 4 ounces are now just under 3 3/4 ounces. And the multi-packs at Walmart have been getting smaller in count while staying the same price. That's a double hit. Smaller bars, fewer bars, same price. Unilever, which makes Dove, has not publicly commented on the size reduction, but retail tracking data confirms it. If you're buying a 10-count pack and it's the same price as last year's 10-count pack, and the bars are smaller, your per-use cost has gone up without a single dollar more, leaving your wallet at checkout. It's designed to be invisible. A friend of mine who worked in supply chain for a personal care brand once told me that bar size reductions are the first move manufacturers make when raw material costs rise. It's cheaper than raising the sticker price and generates far fewer customer complaints. I bought 4 10-bar packs recently. Paid about $7 each at Walmart. Same bars, same brand. If the trend continues toward fewer bars per pack or continued size reduction, I'm locking in more of the current format. Bar soap has essentially an indefinite shelf life if kept dry. Store extra bars in a linen closet or bathroom cabinet. They won't go bad. This is one of the easiest things to stock up on. You use soap every day. This is not a dramatic prep. It's just smart shopping. Yasha product number 5. Great value, canned pineapple chunks. Here's one that's directly in the crosshairs of 2 pressures at once, and most people are completely unaware of it. Canned pineapple sourced from Southeast Asia has gotten significantly more expensive in 2026. Dole publicly cited weather-related crop shortages and tariffs on imports from the region as driving a roughly 25% price increase. Walmart's own Great Value brand canned pineapple comes from the same supply region. That means the price pressure is hitting both the name brand and the store brand simultaneously. At the same time, Walmart is in the middle of a full packaging refresh of its great value line. As they roll out new packaging, some slower-moving regional SKUs are being quietly dropped. Canned tropical fruits, including pineapple, are among the categories being reviewed for shelf space reduction. I use canned pineapple a lot. For cooking, for smoothies, for snacking. It's one of those pantry staples I reach for without thinking about it. When I noticed the price creep, Great Value canned pineapple went from around 88 cents to over $1.10 at my store. I stocked up hard. I bought 18 cans over 2 shopping trips, paid about 92 cents each when I caught a markdown. That's under $17 for 18 cans. Replacing those at today's prices would cost me closer to $20. Not massive savings, but real ones. Canned fruit at proper acidity levels lasts 2 to 3 years on the shelf. Keep them in a cool, dark pantry. Rotate by date. This is a no-brainer item to stock up on right now. Don't sleep on this one. The price on canned tropical fruit is only going to climb as summer demand pushes supply tighter. Chuck Beers, product number 6. Bounty Selector Size Paper Towels. Paper towels are one of those things where shrinkflation is completely normalized. And it shouldn't be. Bounty Selector Size rolls have been quietly shrinking for years. The sheet count per roll has gone down multiple times. The sheets themselves are slightly smaller, and the price has gone up. At Walmart right now, a 12-roll pack of Bounty Selector Size runs somewhere between $18 and $22, depending on the sales cycle. That's significantly more than it was 3 years ago for a package that technically contains less product. The paper goods category overall is facing wood pulp cost pressure that isn't going away. The supply chain disruptions from recent years hit paper products hard, and recovery has been slow. A purchasing contact I know who handles paper goods for a regional distribution network said that sheet count reductions are continuing and the current format is not expected to hold. I shifted my paper towel buying strategy last year. I now buy the Walmart store brand in bulk when it's on rollback, and I hold Bounty for when I find a genuine price break. I bought 4 packs of Great Value paper towels at about $9 each during a recent rollback sale. Comparable performance, significantly lower cost per sheet. Paper towels obviously don't expire. A closet or storage shelf handles extra rolls easily. If you have the room, buying double during a sales cycle makes complete financial sense. And if you're still buying Bounty at full price every week, check the sheet count on the current package versus what you bought a year ago. I think you'll be surprised. Tycoon, product number 7. Walmart store brand, frozen orange juice. This is the one that genuinely stopped me. Here's what I didn't expect. When Maid announced they were exiting the frozen juice concentrate category entirely, I assumed the Great Value store brand version would step in. It seemed like an obvious opportunity for Walmart to pick up the slack. But that's not what's happening. What I've seen at multiple Walmart locations, and what retail shelf data is starting to confirm, is that Great Value frozen OJ concentrate is also being pulled back. The category itself, frozen concentrate, is contracting. Walmart appears to be following Maid's lead and reducing its commitment to this format rather than expanding into the gap. The consumer shift toward fresh refrigerated juice has been faster than retailers expected. And Walmart is reallocating that freezer door real estate to higher margin items. Smoothie packs, single-serve frozen drinks, premium frozen beverages. The frozen concentrate peg, for both the name brand and the store brand, is shrinking. I did not see this coming. When I realized what was happening, I bought every remaining store brand concentrate I could find at 3 of my local Walmarts, paid about $1.25 per can. That was 2 months ago. My stores now have gaps where those cans used to be. If you use frozen OJ for breakfast, for recipes, or for making pitchers of lemonade in the summer, stock up now. The window is closing faster than anyone expected, and frozen concentrate stores beautifully for up to a year in the freezer. This one surprised me. I imagine it will surprise you too. Product number 8. Quaker Instant Oatmeal Variety Packs. This one hits me personally because it's my morning routine. Quaker Instant Oatmeal, specifically the big variety packs with multiple flavors, has been facing some serious headwinds. The oat market has been under supply pressure for the past 2 years. Severe droughts across North America caused some of the worst oat harvests in decades. That drove raw material costs higher for every oat-based product on the shelf. At the same time, PepsiCo, which owns Quaker, has publicly announced that it plans to discontinue around 20% of its product portfolio ahead of 2027. That's a massive rationalization. Slower-moving Quaker SKUs, including some of the specialty variety pack configurations, are likely to be among the first to go. Stores won't necessarily announce it. You'll just notice the tag is gone one day. The price on Quaker variety packs at Walmart has been climbing. What used to be around $5 for a 20-count pack has crept towards $6.50 to $7. The per-packet cost has quietly risen while the product hasn't changed at all. That's pure cost pressure passing through to the shelf. I bought 4 of the large variety boxes, 48 count each, when I noticed the price pattern developing. Total spend was about $25. If those boxes go away or get reformulated into a smaller pack, I'm covered through fall at minimum. Dry oatmeal packets have an excellent shelf life. 2 years or more if stored in a sealed container or kept in their original box in a cool pantry. Stack them easily. They take up almost no room. If oatmeal is part of your daily routine, this is a simple, smart stock-up item. Don't wait until the shelf is reorganized and the variety pack you like is suddenly gone. Shakshi. Product number 9. Folgers Classic Roast Ground. Coffee is where I want to spend a little more time. Because what's happening to coffee prices right now is not a blip. It's a structural shift, and Folgers Classic Roast is right in the middle of it. Cacao and coffee both had brutal harvest years due to extreme weather in producing regions. Coffee bean prices on the commodity market spiked to multi-decade highs. That pressure has been filtering through the supply chain for months. Walmart price tracking showed notable increases across multiple coffee brands. Folgers, as one of the most popular ground coffees in America, cannot fully absorb those costs forever. The canisters you're seeing on the shelf right now, and this is something I checked personally, have already shrunk. The 30-ounce canister that used to be the standard club size has been reduced. The per-ounce cost is higher than it was 18 months ago. And the trend in retail data suggests another round of price increases is likely before the end of summer. I bought 6 canisters when I saw the pattern, paid about $10 and change each at Walmart. That's roughly $60 total. At the current trajectory, that same amount of coffee would cost me closer to $72 to $75 if I buy it in July. I locked in real savings without even thinking too hard about it. Ground coffee in a sealed, unopened canister keeps well for up to 2 years. Once opened, transfer to an airtight container and use within a month or 2 for best flavor. For storing, keep sealed canisters in a cool, dry place away from heat and light. Coffee is one of those daily expenses that adds up quietly. Getting ahead of the price curve here is just smart household management. Sector, product number 10. Heinz ketchup, large bottles. I want to talk about something that irritates me every time I see it. And Heinz ketchup is the perfect example. The 38-ounce bottle of Heinz at Walmart, the one most families grab as a household staple, has been holding its price more or less steady on the surface. But the bottle size has not been stable. Heinz has quietly shifted between formats, and the per-ounce price has crept up meaningfully over the past 2 years. The large format bottles that used to be the clear best value are now showing a price per ounce that's nearly identical to the medium bottles, which used to be noticeably more expensive. That's not a coincidence. When manufacturers compress the size gap between their formats, it's a way of pushing unit sales on smaller packages without announcing a price increase. Retail analysts call it format compression. Shoppers just call it frustrating. A source who follows packaged food pricing closely said that Heinz and several other condiment brands are in ongoing negotiations with retailers over shelf space allocation. Walmart is pushing back on price increases by threatening to give more space to store brand alternatives, including its own great value ketchup, which at last check was more than 40% cheaper per ounce. I have started buying great value ketchup more often. The taste test in my house was closer than I expected. But when I do buy Heinz, I buy the largest format I can find, and I buy two. Paid about $4.79 for a large bottle. That's today's price. I would not be surprised to see that creep above $5.50 before the end of the year. Ketchup is shelf stable for a long time before opening. 12 to 18 months unopened without any quality loss. Keep extras in the pantry and rotate. Don't pay the premium on smaller bottles when you can lock in more volume now at a better per ounce cost. Scotch-Brite product number 11. Walmart Equate brand, vitamins and supplements. This one may not be on your radar, but it should be. Walmart's Equate brand, their in-house health and wellness line, has been undergoing a quiet but significant shelf reset. Specific SKUs within the vitamins and supplements aisle are being discontinued to make room for newer Equate formulations and for expanded national brand presence. Some of the value-priced multivitamins and basic supplement configurations that regulars have been buying for years are disappearing from the planogram. The driver here is a combination of things. Raw material costs for vitamins and supplements have risen due to supply chain issues with ingredients sourced from overseas manufacturing. At the same time, Walmart is upgrading how its Equate brand is positioned, leaning into cleaner labels, simpler formulations, and better packaging. The old format products are being discontinued to make room for the refreshed versions. The problem is the refreshed versions often carry a slightly higher price point. So the cheap daily multivitamin you've been grabbing at $3.99 for a 90-count bottle may be replaced by a reformulated version at $5.29. Same general product, different label, meaningfully different price. I stocked up on 2 of the basic Equate multivitamin bottles for myself and a couple of specific supplements I take daily. Spent about $30 total, covering roughly 6 months of supply. That's $30 at today's price instead of whatever the reformulated version will run in 6 months. Vitamins and supplements in sealed bottles keep well for 2 to 3 years if stored in a cool, dry place away from direct light. The bathroom cabinet actually isn't ideal because of humidity. A bedroom drawer or pantry shelf is better. If you take any regular supplements that you buy at Walmart, go check the shelf now. If you see a clearance tag or a reduced inventory count, that's your signal. Taka. Product number 12. Swai fish fillets. Here's one for the people who do their meal planning on a budget. Swai fish fillets, those thin white fish fillets you can find in the frozen seafood section at Walmart, have been hit with a price increase that caught a lot of shoppers off guard. Swai is imported from Southeast Asia, primarily Vietnam, and that country's imports are among those facing significant new tariff pressure in 2026. Price tracking confirmed a 34% increase on Walmart's Swai fish fillets in a recent check. That's not a small move. A bag that used to cost around $6 is now running closer to $8 or more. For budget-conscious meal planners who relied on Swai as an inexpensive protein source, this is a meaningful hit. There's also supply pressure beyond just tariffs. The demand for affordable frozen fish has been rising as consumers look for cheaper protein alternatives to beef and chicken, which have both seen their own price spikes. More demand, higher tariffs, and a long import chain equals a product that's getting harder to justify at current prices. I shifted my protein strategy a bit. I've been watching the frozen chicken breast prices at Walmart more closely and comparing per-pound cost against tilapia alternatives. But for the shoppers who specifically like Swai, buy a few bags now and freeze them. You're looking at a product sitting well below where it's heading. Frozen fish fillets keep well for 6 to 9 months at proper freezer temperature. Keep them in the original vacuum packaging until you're ready to use them. Don't let them sit too long near the freezer door where temperature fluctuates. Budget proteins are under real pressure right now. Knowing which ones to lock in at today's prices is a genuine money saver. Chakas. Product. Number 13. Scotch-Brite scrubbing sponges. This one is the kind of item where people roll their eyes when I mention it. Sponges. Who thinks about sponges? And that's exactly why this matters. Scotch-Brite multi-use scrubbing sponges have been quietly shrinking in count per pack, while the price has stayed the same or ticked slightly higher. The standard pack that used to contain 9 or 10 sponges now contains 6 or 7. It's been a gradual reduction over multiple product cycles, and most people never noticed because nobody studies the sponge aisle. But here's the thing. If you're a household that goes through sponges regularly, and most households do, you're buying these every month or two. The per sponge cost has gone up meaningfully without anyone making an announcement. At the same time, a source familiar with Walmart's household goods planogram told me that this category is under active review. The shelf is being reorganized to give more space to private label scrubbing products, including Walmart's own great value sponges and some newer eco-friendly alternatives. Some of the traditional Scotch-Brite configurations are losing peg space. I bought 4 packs of Scotch-Brite when they were on rollback recently. Paid about $3.80 each. That covers me for months. The great value alternative at $2.50 per pack is something I've also tested, and it holds up fine for general cleaning. Sponges obviously don't expire. Store extras under the sink or in a cleaning supply cabinet. This isn't a dramatic prep. It's just paying attention. Nobody talks about sponges, but your monthly spend on them adds up more than you think. Jabrasi. Product. Number 14. Walmart. Great value plastic storage bags. This one is flying completely under the radar, and it matters for every household in America. Great value Ziploc-style storage bags, gallon size, quart size, freezer bags are made in China. That's been true for years. And products made in China at Walmart have faced some of the most significant tariff-related price increases in 2026. Walmart's own store brand plastic folders made in China jumped 46% in price in a single year, according to retail tracking data. Plastic storage bags from the same production region are facing identical cost pressures. The situation is complicated by the fact that Great Value is simultaneously undergoing its full brand redesign. That means some of the current bag formats may be discontinued, not because the product is bad, but because the refresh is rolling through packaging and SKU rationalization at the same time. When both a price reset and a packaging reset happen at once, product configurations can get dropped and not replaced. I use zip bags constantly, for food storage, for freezer prep, for organizing. I bought 4 boxes of gallon freezer bags and 3 boxes of quart bags when I first noticed the cost trend. Spent about $22 total. That's months of supply at a price that was already better than what I was starting to see on the shelf. Plastic storage bags don't expire. Store them in a kitchen drawer or under cabinet space. They stack flat and take up almost no room. This is one of the easiest categories to get ahead of. If you do any kind of meal prep, freezer cooking, or just use bags regularly, check the current price at your store and compare it to what you paid 6 months ago. You may be surprised by what you find. Charcuterie product. Number 15. General Mills name brand cereals. I'm saving this one for last because it connects everything I've been describing into one picture. General Mills, the maker of Cheerios, Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cocoa Puffs, Chex and more, reported that adjusted operating profits fell by 20% in late 2025. That's a company under serious financial pressure. And when a company that big is under pressure, it rationalizes. It cuts slower-moving SKUs. It adjusts sizes. It makes changes that end up on your grocery shelf without any announcement. Multiple General Mills cereals have already been pulled from shelves. And for the varieties that remain, the box sizes have been creeping down while prices stay flat or rise. The per-ounce cost on cereal at Walmart has gone up meaningfully for many of the name brand boxes over the past 18 months. At the same time, more shelf space is being allocated to great value cereals, which are genuinely good products at significantly lower prices. I grew up eating Cheerios. My kids eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm not going to pretend I've switched entirely. But I have started buying great value versions for everyday use and saving the name brands for when there's a genuine sale. The last time I stocked up, I paid $3.99 for a large great value honey oat cereal that would cost me nearly $6 in the Cheerios box. Same morning, same bowl, significantly different price. Dry cereal keeps well for 6 to 9 months past the best buy date if stored in a sealed container. Decant open boxes into airtight canisters and they'll last even longer. If you have the pantry space, buying 2 or 3 boxes when the price is right is a smart play. The cereal aisle is changing faster than most people realize. Get the value while it's there. So here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Every single item on this list is being affected by one or more of the same forces. Tariffs driving up import costs, supply chain pressure from weather events, and raw material shortages. Manufacturers quietly shrinking products to protect margins, and retailers like Walmart reshuffling shelf space as they pivot toward private label brands and newer product formats. This is not chaos. This is a pattern. And once you see the pattern, you can act on it. You don't need to buy everything on this list tomorrow. But I want you to think about which of these products you use every week. Choose 2 or 3. Go to Walmart in the next few days and buy a little more than you normally would. Lock in the current price. Stock the extra in your pantry, your freezer, your cleaning closet. The shoppers who pay attention to this stuff are the ones who don't end up standing in the aisle in August staring at a price tag that's 50 cents or $1 higher than they expected. Every time. That's who you're becoming by watching this video. The people who don't know this information will find out eventually. By then, the prices will have moved. The formats will have changed. The products they relied on will look different or cost more or simply not be there anymore. You're ahead of that now. Stock up smart, not out of fear, out of knowledge. There's a big difference between those two things. If this gave you something useful today, and I hope it did, hit that like button. It helps more people find this channel before these changes catch them off guard. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I am constantly watching retail trends, price shifts, and supply chain signals so you don't have to do it alone. I appreciate every single one of you who watches, who comments, who shares this with someone who needs it. You are exactly who I make this for. Stay informed, stay ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.